Video number 4. Thank you all so much for your patience and for letting me break these videos down. I knew that I was going to be long winded, so I decided to break them down in fours. And I am hoping that you are enjoying that. Enjoying it. On this video, we will be talking about Tiger Lily and Adnan, and we will also be talking about Julia and Brandon, because we're covering 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Season 9, Episode 8. Y'all, let's get into it. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. We're going to talk first of all about Brandon and Julia. Now, last week we wrapped up with Julia and Brandon getting home with the parents. Now, as we all know, Brandon's parents and Julia's parents have met each other before. And so for them, they believe that it is their right to walk up in Julia's house and surprise them because they have a key. Julia has been trying over and over to communicate to not only Brandon's parents, but also to Brandon, that they have to have boundaries around possession of the key and authorization to enter the property. They decide that they're going to throw up red, white, and blue and silver dollar store trash around the house as a welcome party to Julia's parents. They have drove down to the airport to pick them up. They've stayed in Washington, D.C. for a night. They have toured Washington, D.C., and they are tired and are traveling home, and the road home takes hours. And it is some of the worst traffic that you are going to drive through. So, my assumption, being a Washingtonian, is Brandon and Julia, I believe, live in Richmond, Virginia. They live down in the boonies of Virginia. They have evidently, in my opinion, stayed at or picked them up from National Airport, or maybe Dulles, because Dulles has a lot of international flights that fly out of Dulles. They are right off of I-66, so of course they're going to take a ride down to DC and stay. I don't know if they stayed in the outside of DC, in the surrounding areas, which many people call the DMV. Nevertheless, they stayed there. They had a little, controversy because Julia's parents are divorced and did not want to sleep in the same room. Now, when I saw that at first, I'm going to take my time with this, okay? Now, when I saw that at first, I was thinking they flew together. They can't be that mad at each other. The two of them did not decide to take a solo trip to see her. So when Brandon secured the two rooms, I didn't feel like Brandon did anything wrong. And that's just my perspective, because they two traveled for hours to get there. So if you can get along on a plane, you can get along under the same roof. Dad, you take the sofa. Mom, you take the bed. They slept together on the airplane. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. You let me know what yours is downtown. So the two of them are they've left Washington, D.C. They've been touring. If you're walking DC, if you've been on the monument grounds, if you've been to any of the memorials, It's a long walk. And you are hitting that pavement. It's a long walk and it is taxing on the body. So by the time they get in the car, drive home, they tired. And here they got these two people in their house wanting to celebrate. Now, Julia is being nicer than I would ever be. Y'all let me know down in the chat, but she's being nicer than I would have ever been with them. And saying, I wish you had said something before because we're tired. We just want to go to bed. We know you got a key. There was no expectation that you be here. Brandon stands on the backside and on the outside, not saying anything. The heavy always has to be Julia. It always has to be Julia. And that ain't right. So now we got the war, right, of the of Julia and the mama, Miss Betty. Miss Busybody Betty in other people's matters. That is my opinion. She's a busybody and would not want Julia to infringe on her privacy with her husband or come in her house and throw sparkles and all over the place. Like she would not allow that, would not want that to go on in her house. She barely wanted them to be together. Do y'all remember? This is the same woman who did not want them to even be together. Okay. So Julia says something to him about it. They don't like it. And they, have a little argument where Julia is saying, I just want you all to respect the boundaries. And they're doing this and having this argument in front of her parents who don't speak very well English. You can tell that tensions are rising and that the atmosphere is just not a good atmosphere to be in. Brandon doesn't want to weigh in on it. He tells her that he tells Julia that he feels like she's being aggressive. You daggone right I am, because I have tried to establish boundaries with your parents. We are tired. Julia had to talk and explain DC. Her dad had to explain DC, and you can see that she's tired. She is hoarse. She barely even has a voice anymore. She don't have a voice for this. So Brandon decides that he's going to attack his wife and take his parents' side. So the mom says, I'll leave. The dad said the mom was trying to concede, right? Trying to say, okay, I guess I was wrong. But Brandon's dad says, no, I don't think so. I wouldn't be mad if someone gave me a surprise party. But you did not give them a surprise party. You just surprised everybody by being in the house unauthorized. This isn't a party. And if you were going to do that, you should have coordinated with the woman of the house. At the end of the day, this is Julia's house that she is sharing with her husband. Now, as we all know, today I did a video. The two of them are pregnant. But this right here has to stop. So Brandon's father decides he's going to go and stay at a hotel. Bye. Because where were you going to stay when they only got one spare bedroom? Where did you all suppose that Julia's mother and father was supposed to stay? I'm just asking for a friend because it doesn't appear that they have all of those rooms. So the least you could have did and stayed in a hotel anyway. Why do you have to stay in their home? You don't. There's nothing that says that you have to stay in their home. So Brandon's mother leaves, she's upset, and Brandon decides to leave with his parents, to leave his wife alone with the parents. So Julia is like, "Where are you going, Brandon?" Brandon says he asks his parents, "Can I go and stay with y'all?" So Julia's like, where are you going, Brandon? He says, "I'm going to stay with my parents." She says, "No, you're not. And if you go, Brandon, I'm going to change the locks on the door." But they're doing all this in front of her parents, who they allegedly were throwing a surprise. This was gratification for them to say they did something. This was stepping over the barriers. Julia even said she tried to shoosh me out my own house, and she did. But instead of Brandon defending his wife, he wants to continue, as Julia said, to be a mama's boy. And there's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy as long as you understand you got to be a husband now. The Bible says, forsaking all others, leaving your mama and daddy and cleaving. And nobody's going to have respect for their husband letting this kind of stuff go down. Like, what are we doing here? Anyway, we end the episode with them. At that point, we know that, of course, things are probably going to work out. But I don't blame Julia. Y'all let me know down in the comment section in the replay whether or not you blame and you think that Julia's right. I don't think that Julia's wrong about what she's doing. I think that she absolutely should have stood her grounds, regardless. Like, this is too much. It's too much. And y'all all bubbly and all of that old bull. The next couple I want to talk about is Tiger Lily. When we open up this episode, honey, Tiger Lily is looking tired, done and through. She look like she done been through hell and back. That wig is cocked to the side. That weave is dried up, honey, looking like hay, all the first autumn hay. Tiger Lily looks like crap. And she is sitting in the bed because her husband from Jordan believes that she is a demon and has called her one because she refuses to convert to Islam. She has explained over and over and over again that Adnan said he did not want a woman who wore jihad. Is that it, y'all? What is it? No, she was wearing a, oh my God, what is it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He didn't want a woman from his own culture. He married her sight unseen, basically, because they met each other and he married her. They met on the internet. He doesn't know her, she doesn't know him. He said before that he did not care about who she was or what she was. He just wanted to be with her. I believe that he did not care who she was. He just cared where she lived. That's my thoughts on it. That's my opinion. He just wanted to know where she was living at and where he was about to live. Okay, that's my opinion. Y'all let me know y'all's downtown in the chat. So now she is upset because her husband, they ask her, what's going on. She says, "I'm upset because my husband called me a demon." He says that demons have taken care over her, that it is his job as her husband to save her life, and that she needs to convert before that baby is born. Now, let me tell you something. She has converted because I saw some pictures. Let me see if I can, where that picture is. Do I still have that picture of her strolling the baby? No, I got rid of the picture. Let me see. Let me try to see if I can find that picture of her strolling the baby. But we know on her tell all that she was on, that she was fully wrapped up, and we know that she is converted because she is that woman. I think that she is the type of woman who wants a man to control her. When we first met her, she said that she was in a very controlling relationship. Her mother recently confirmed that on one of the episodes. However, she is with a man who is controlling physically, emotionally, spiritually, and everything else. This man is telling her who to worship. And if she does not worship Allah, then she's a demon. And the demons, she's got demons in her, demons around her, her kids, demons, everybody's demons. Why would this man marry a woman who is Christian and has Christian children and not think that her children were demons too? This is absolutely an example of what you don't want in your own life. Hey, Tracy Craig. Hey, Boo. Welcome in. Hey, there, Tamika Carter. Hey, Sugar 48. Hello there, Barbara. Barbara, you've been on point, honey. You've been on every video. Hello there, Ray Della. I'm moderator. Like, what's going on? So she's laying in bed and she's talking about it, and he comes back up in the room and she begins to try to have a discussion with him about what's going on and why she's feeling the way that she feels. She says that, he says these things. He told her that she didn't have to convert, and now all of a sudden he's changing. And if he doesn't, she doesn't know if she can trust him. And honey, when she said that she could not trust him, he says, say it again. Say it again and see if we don't have some serious problems in here. I will light this joint up. And she paused. He paused. She tried to be brave and move on to another subject matter, but honey, he was locked in on how dare you say you don't trust me. She said, so, and then I believe you say one thing and then you say another thing and then you do another thing, and your expectations of me are unreasonable and they just keep changing over and over again. And so basically, he admits to just telling her what she wants to hear. But he ultimately tells her, I am the man in this relationship and I can do what I want. And surprisingly, we got no response from her when he said that. Her mother and her stepmother and her father have every reason to believe that this is not the right relationship that she should be in my opinion. But let me tell you where I am with it. I'm happy for her. I wish her nothing but the best. I think that she is getting everything she wanted and deserves. That's exactly where I am with it. And let me tell you why I'm there with it. I am there with it because everybody who has tried to warn this girl, she's better than them. She wants to be something she is not. And every time they're at the tell all, she was defending him and lying. So I wish her nothing but what she has currently in her life. Whatever she goes through, and I hate to be like that, but whatever she goes through, this is absolutely what she wanted. She is constantly defending her position on this. The next day, he's laying in the bed. He said, "Come here, come here. I'm sorry." He pulls her into him and he's telling her, "Be a good wife. Be a good girl. I married you because you were a good girl and you were smart and you were intelligent. I need you to be that good girl." And basically, she said that good girl is to let you do whatever you want to do and shut up and don't say nothing. Be a good girl. I am here in America now. I got my green card, and what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. And guess what she did? She folded into his arms. But you could see the regret on her face. And it is too late. I don't wish her but nothing but what she want for herself. That's exactly what I wish for her. If he bosses her around, he bosses her around. If he disrespects her, he disrespects her. What can we do about it? It's sad that there's nothing we can do because people, unfortunately, have choices. And there are people who enjoy being married to somebody who's going to boss them around and control them. And this is what she likes. Would I wish more for her? At least more respect from her husband, more compassion? Absolutely. But the next morning, we see her getting up and she's going to have her C section. And she just as happy as she can be. He tells her to put his shoes in her bag. She said, "This is the placenta bag, and I can't put it in there." And so, she's just giggling and laughing. She gets in the car and she is ready to go and have her baby. Her husband tells her, "You got a fine husband," because he is going to the hospital in a suit. Tiger Lily is right where she wants to be. And I know that many of us are outraged by what we see because it's very easy to put yourself in someone else's position. But Tiger Lily is exactly where she wants to be, and she is with who she wants to be with. And ain't nothing we can say or do gonna change that because she will sit on that reunion covered up. They were riding in the car and he told her to say a prayer. He is still calling her a demon. He is very much still calling her a demon and saying that he needs to rescue her and that she's lost and these demons are causing her not to worship his God, not to convert. I think that in the hospital, she converted because this is what the man she loves wanted her to do. And while we can sympathize and we may be angry, ain't nothing we can do about a person's choice because everybody has their choices, whether we agree with them or not. They are now parents to a little boy. She really wanted to be pregnant by him, and God blessed her womb, and she's pregnant by him. And I'm going to mind my business. I ain't going to wish nothing more for her than what she wishes for herself. But when they were in the car and he was telling her, to say this prayer, she thought that this was a prayer of conversion. I don't know if this was she believed that this was a backdoor way of him making her convert. I don't know. But if you do, let us know down in the comments section what that process is And whether or not this was a prayer, the prayer that she repeated, that he had her to repeat in the car, if this was another way of him getting her to do what he wanted her to do. He said that it was a prayer for covering. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see if anybody's saying anything in a absolutely, Tamika. If she like it, I love it. This is where I am with her. This is really where I am with her, y'all. Her parents have every right to be concerned. And that's all they can be because they can't, she's grown. And even when her mother, her stepmother in law stepmother was talking to her, she was debating everything. She thought very light of it. He's a good man, Savannah. What are you going, like, what can you say? What can you do? Absolutely nothing. And that is one of the things that I think, we get outraged by some of this stuff that we see, like on 90 Day Fiance and stuff like that. But y'all, at the end of the day, ain't nothing we can do. Sister Wives is coming back, and 90 Day Fiance, I believe it is the other way, is coming back. And hopefully tomorrow I will have time to give you who those new people are. Because Sister Wives look like it's going to be, no, Seeking Sister Wives is coming back, and it look like it's gonna be off the hizzle. We have new couples and a couple of old ones, and so I'll be introducing those new people. Right. I will also be doing tomorrow 90-day Hunt for Love reunion part one. That was off the hizzle for shizzle. Y'all, that was off the chain. That stuff that Courtney felt comfortable talking about Colt. I was like, that was I said not to, but I don't wish nothing but the best for her too. Because Colt over the years has proven who he is. He loves women and he loves cheating. He loves it. Tim knocking Usman on the ground was absolutely out of control because he would have never, ever stepped to Usman like that on that island at all. Cole now wanting to blast Carlo because he found out that Carlo said something about him. So he turns his back on Carlo. Whatever. Tim with the receipts on Jen. I have been thinking that I would love to do a marathon of old past episodes to bring people up to speed. Chantel's mom and girlfriend wasn't on this particular episode, so they'll be on 90 Day Hunt for Love till all part two. Yeah, Sicky Sister Wives is coming back September 22nd. I can't wait. It look like it's gonna be good. It look like it's gonna be good. But Hunt for Love, be ready because tomorrow, um, yeah. I may, no, I'm not. I, I'm gonna try to do it as one video. Um, y'all say y'all like long videos. Y'all don't really like long videos, so I gotta do what I gotta do while y'all do what y'all gotta do. I really do appreciate you all coming out with me tonight. And thank you so much, Ray Della, for working each and every one of them. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the love and the support. 90 Days Fiance isn't as hot as it used to be. And I think that the crowd is looking for more than what I'm willing to do, right? They want to see moving pictures, they want to see clips and all that kind of stuff. I ain't got that to do, right? But I will stay out here and cover it as long as y'all want me to cover it. Um, but I am going to be splitting them up when I think I need to. And if you look at it, I've done probably 30 minutes for each couple. So thank y'all so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow with my review of 90 Day Hunt for Love. Y'all be ready. Bye.